Hi everyone, and welcome to my review of the new wartime drama, Good Kill. This film is written and directed by Andrew Niccol, who gave us Gattaca, Lord of War, and wrote the Oscar-nominated screenplay to The Truman Show. This film stars Ethan Hawke, January Jones, Zoe Kravitz, Bruce Greenwood, and the amazing voice of Peter Coyote. The film takes place in 2010 and states that it is based on actual events. As we get to know a group of men and women working in the military, the U.S. Air Force. They live in Vegas. They commute to work every day to their base as they pilot drones in Afghanistan. I don't know if we've seen movies like this recently in the past that dealt with a subject that we're dealing with today. And what's so interesting about this film from the get-go is what's going on in the main character's life, who is played by Ethan Hawke. He lives at home. He's very used to working in the military, but he's not used to going home every day. He enjoys getting in a plane and flying it to a different country and being a part of this war. But now, instead of doing that, he goes home every day, sees his wife and kids. He's grateful for that, but at the same time, then he just goes to his military base, hops in on a chair, and pretty much plays a realistic video game for real. And that's what this movie kind of examines a little bit, just a little bit, how we've kind of got a little desensitized by what's going on in the world, what's going on in our lives, because personally we can pick up an Xbox controller, have some fun in a video game, and at the same time there are men and women who hop in a chair, work for the military, and do the same thing, but do it for real. And it's kind of interesting, that dynamic that slightly happens in this film. We don't see any of that, but those ideas were going on in my head as Ethan Hawke is kind of dealing with, he wants to be in a plane again. He misses it. He craves it. And being stuck in a chair with a computer screen as he is looking for the bad guys and getting rid of the bad guys and maybe a lot of collateral damage, and dealing with all that, and at the same time has to go home to his wife and kids and talk about it or not talk about it. But so that's what's so interesting from the get-go about this movie, and I think what made it as compelling as it was as an idea, and as it is something that really does happen. So I felt like Ethan Hawke did a really amazing job as we got to really get into this character's mind, as he's really dealing with these things that are happening in his life, also dealing with his fellow military officers, and Zoe Kravitz plays another officer that he has to communicate with and do this job with, and she did a really good job at playing a strong military woman. And January Jones is nice. She plays his wife, and she's dealing with the fact that he's home all the time, and that he comes home and he's quiet. He doesn't really say much, and she's like wondering, do you want to talk about your work? And he's I don't know if it could help a situation that he actually would talk about it, because it's something that something you just can't share so lightly. Also, we get to hear the voice of Peter Coyote in this movie, as he plays the voice of the CIA, or Langley, as they step in to give them more orders. That there's a lot of interesting things that I didn't personally know about while I was watching this movie. A lot of different ideas about life and how easy it is to do some of the things that we can do now, especially in the war. And I like some of what I think I loved about this movie so much is we could see definitely, from Ethan Hawke's acting, we could see what was going on in his brain, how he was feeling about what's going on at his job and at his family, and that he would love to step into a jet fighter again and go out there and fight this war, instead of just kind of staying home and sitting at a computer screen and having the action happen thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away. This is an interesting examination on war. I was hoping that it wouldn't be an outright, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but an outright, you have one answer for everything, and luckily it leaves the viewer, especially myself, with many different ideas. It's not trying to cram some sort of message down my throat. Yes, I feel like part of this is definitely anti-war, and the other part is, look what these men and women are doing now, and what kind of war they're fighting now. and hopefully help us to understand it, somewhat respect it, and get an idea about it in some way. And I felt like that's what was presented so well by the filmmakers. It didn't feel like something that was being preached to us or there's some sort of message. It was there, but it wasn't something that was kind of hammered into our head to say you should think this way or you should think that way. You know, these things were presented to us, and in a very interesting and entertaining way as it was examined. There's also this storyline. As they are watching the screen, they see this one Afghan man continually go to this woman's house and rape her, and the whole moral dilemma that's going on in their minds. You know, they weren't given an order to do anything, so they just have to pretty much watch what this stuff happens on screen and wait for their next order. So a lot of interesting and crazy things that you witness in this movie that somehow we may not hear about this on the news. And so it's very enlightening as a film, insightful, and I liked the presentation of this movie, that it was not presented in a way where, you know, maybe there was a 3-act structure where everything is going to be happy in the end, but it was presented in a very realistic way, in an honest way, that helped us to just have somewhat understanding of what it takes to have a job like this. So I really thought Andrew Niccol did a great job. He hasn't made a really interesting film in almost 10 years. I think this is the best film that he's made since Lord of War, and that was 10 years ago. I think he's a very interesting director. Sometimes I think maybe he makes a movie just for the money. I'm not going to mention those movies. I don't want to forget those movies ever existed, but I think he's still a great director and writer thanks to movies like Gattaca, Truman Show, Lord of War, and this film, Good Kill. I'd be interested to hear if anybody has had a job like this in the military or knows about this lifestyle in the comment box below. Have you seen Good Kill? How does it compare to the real thing? That's what I'd be interested to know. And I felt Ethan Hawke did a really great job as the star of this movie. And Bruce Green was great. And January Jones is January Jones. She was nice as the wife. Zoe Kravitz, she's just getting better and better every movie that she makes, I think. So really interesting, small, intimate look at someone's life and how they deal with their surroundings at the same time, you know, try and stays true to their character and what they believe in. And for that, I am going to give Good Kill, I'm going to give the film a slight 3.5 stars out of 4.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and share this video. And also, please check out these amazing movie websites. And if you enjoyed this review, please click here to subscribe to my channel, and also please check out all my recent reviews right here on YouTube. Have a great day, live film, find peace, happiness, and harmony in anything and everything you do, and I'll talk to you at my next movie review.